Welcome back. Today we're actually going to do something for all my scouting friends out there. This weekend we are finally going to go camping. Not only camping, we're not doing trunk camping. We're not taking the Jeep. We're not taking the other Jeep or even the truck. What we're going to take is our feet. That's right, because we are going to go backpacking. Now this one's just going to be a training wheels course. It's for some of the younger scouts to understand exactly what they need to bring, what don't they need to bring, and that type of thing. Now what I'm going to go over today is some of the things that I bring and some of the tips and tricks of stuff that I've learned over the years and that I would like to pass on to you. Now, is this going to be the end all be all? No. Do I have all the proper gear? No. This is just the stuff that I have and the stuff that I have acquired over the years. And you just need to figure out exactly what works for you. Now, there's a couple of different things that you really want to think about. One, primarily, is weight. When you're hiking into the woods, you don't want to have 80 pounds on your back. Even though our military friends, they do it on a daily. Good power to them. I don't need to do it because I'm just going into the woods and I don't have to carry ammo and all that type of stuff. A couple of things you really want to think about is ounces, because ounces equals to pounds. And pounds mean to, hey, you're going to get tired a whole lot faster. So when you're actually looking for your equipment, you kind of really want to pay attention to how much it actually weighs. And some of the things I'm going to show you here might actually surprise you a little bit on figuring out exactly what you want to bring. Now, if you're going to go out into the woods, you're going to have something on your back. How are you going to put all your gear in there? Well, you need to have a good pack. All right, this guy right here is the stuff that I've had for years, and it actually works really well. It is a 65-liter pack. It has pockets. It's got inside pockets, outside pockets. One's on your belt. It's got it all. I like it a lot. And also, it is very comfortable. Now, when you're actually looking for a pack, you have to understand of how big you are, how big you plan on being. If you're a little kid, Corbin is only 11 right now, so his pack probably won't last him his entire scouting career, probably. We might have to give him a bigger one because you want to be able to put all your weight on your waist, not on your shoulders. Your shoulders is to stabilize it. You're supposed to haul it with the weight on your hips. That's why you have nice padded hip holsters. Now, also, when you look at your pack, look at the construction. Don't go out and get a cheap one. This guy here, it's about 4 pounds. Multiple different ways that you actually want to weigh your pack. Fully loaded. One thing you can use is a regular floor scale. You know how much you weigh, put the pack on. Do the math, that's how much your pack weighs. When you're actually looking for individual things of what to pack, what not to pack, what to get, what not to get, you kind of get one of these. Bam, this is a food scale. And all for your scouters, this is your Pinewood Derby scale. 5 ounces, keep it below that. But the one thing that I really like to use when I'm actually measuring the weight of my pack, and actually a gentleman at our troop actually had one for his luggage, but I got one for fishing. So basically this pack here weighs a total of about 4 pounds. So that is just the pack. Now a lot of people out there will say, oh, you don't want your pack like a third of your body weight. Well, a third of my body weight, all right, you can do the math, is about 70 plus pounds. I don't need 70 pounds of gear. So we're gonna keep it light. I'm gonna try to keep this below 35 pounds. That should be pretty decent. And that is gonna be the heavy side. That's gonna be all my gear. And then also, if you're gonna go in the woods, you need water, right? All right, make sure that accounts in there. It's about 8.5 pounds per gallon of water if you're gonna bring it inside. So you gotta keep an eye on that. All right, so what we're getting ready to do, and I'm gonna try to keep this short. I know it's not gonna happen, but I'm still gonna try to keep it short. I'm gonna go through and talk really fast on what to bring, what not to bring, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill my pack up, and then we're gonna weigh it and see how much it actually weighs. All right, so when you're out camping, there's a couple different fundamental things that you need to have. You need shelter, you need food, and you need some sort of tools to make life a little bit easier. So start when you're packing your bag, what's the last thing you're gonna need? Because of course you want that on the bottom. Also, you want to look at the weight. Try to keep your weight lower to the ground around your buttocks as much as possible. So think of that as well. What I like to do is actually all my clothes, boom, goes on the bottom. That's going to be the last thing you're going to need. Right above that, you're going to need like your food, your cooking stuff, all that type of stuff. And then on top of that, The last thing you're going to put in your pack is your hammock, your tent, that type of stuff, because that's going to be the first thing that you're going to need when you want to go set up camp. You find a camp, hey, this looks great. Then you're sitting there digging out everything, getting everything all over the ground before you can actually set up camp. So first thing we want to do is our clothes. Now I didn't bring any of my clothes out here, but I did carry my dry bag. Now, weather is always a constant thing that you always have to worry about. Look before you go. Make sure that it is not going to be raining. If it is going to be raining, try to be prepared. So we had a dry bag, and this right here, it is watertight. I put all my clothes in there. I roll it up, flatten it down. I usually sit on it, then roll it up, clip it, and then it turns into a vacuum. When you're out in the woods, you're not really that concerned about wrinkles. But if you are, a dry bag might not be the best thing you want to use. So anyway, I got my dry bag, put my clothes in there, put it on the bottom of my bag. Okay, so now we're gonna look at food. Now there's a couple different staples you can go out there, and a lot of them work great. Now the one thing I do carry every time I go camping, peanut butter. You don't have to refrigerate it. It is good protein. It's got fats in there. You got all this stuff. You throw some baby carrots, a little dippy stuff, and boom, you got yourself a whole meal. You got vegetables, you got protein, you got carbs, you got everything. Boom, there you go. Now, one thing that you can also do is go to the store and pick up some of these. Now, this one here is a Mexican style adobe rice and chicken. Does it taste good? I don't know. I haven't tried this one yet. Some of the stuff you get and you put water in it. Basically, all you do is you boil water, stick it in there, shake it up, let it sit for a few minutes. Boom, you got yourself a meal. And the only thing you have to clean up is your bag. That's it. Maybe a spoon. You don't have your pot that you boil water in. It's just boiling water. It's already clean. So these actually work out really well. Now, do they taste good? Hit and miss. Some of them are good. Some of them are great. I don't know. All right, while we're on cooking, just bring a little towel. This is a little hand towel that is actually used to be in the kitchen, but I transformed it into a towel for camping. So always kind of need a little towel. Now you can bring paper towels, but hey, look, you got waste. You don't want to have waste. This right here, you can go to a river, pick up some water, kind of wash it, and then you can actually reuse this once it dries. Now, if you do need a wash, pick yourself up some. This is actually in a different container, but it is camp soap. Make sure you get the camp soap. Don't go out there and get some dish detergent that is like antibacterial and stuff like that. Yes, it kills bacteria, but if that gets in the water in your river, then that kills the bacteria there, which is not good for the environment. Don't do it. Go ahead and get some camp soap. Camp soap, you can wash yourself with it. You can wash your dishes with it. You can wash your clothes with it. You can wash everything with it. It's actually some really good stuff. All right, so we got food. So what are we going to bring to actually cook our meals in, or boil our water, or whatever we got to do? All right, so this right here is a very simple mess kit. It is on a little bit on the larger side, but when I make my coffee, I need to have the bigger pot. Now, this one is made out of metal, and I've had this one for ever. And it's made out of metal, so I can actually put it directly on the heat. If you get the plastic stuff, you can't really cook with it. You can't really boil stuff with it because it just melts. So a good metal mess kit actually works out great. All right, so you need kind of a stove, right? So I got my little propane. Now, what's this? Jetboil. Yes, this is a propane fuel tank. And I got myself a little burner. This is like 20 bucks. It doesn't weigh hardly anything. This right here is only 6 ounces. That's not that much. Also, if you get the big can of gas, this right here will probably last you close to being a week, depending on how much you're cooking. And this is the small one. If you get the big one, that's just extra weight you're bringing home. Try to just match your time in cooking to your size of your container. You kind of need something for water purification. Now, when I go onto this camp out, I'm bringing one of these. All right, this right here is my day pack. It's made by Camelback, and it works great. And it does come with a bladder. Now, this bladder is only 2 liters. You would think 2 liters is a lot of water. No, it's not. Because you're drinking yourself some coffee, you're going to use a lot of that water. It's only going to last you but so long. And not only that, you got to hydrate yourself. Some of these bags here, you got to put like 1.5 cups to 2 cups of water in this. This little bag is going to go away really quick. But you don't want to have to carry that much weight with you because, like I said, it's 8.5 pounds per gallon. So that's where this guy comes in. So this is something that I picked up, and actually I haven't even used this particular one yet because it's still in the wrapper. All right, so you got a hose on the bottom that goes into the river. You got a hose up top that goes into your bladder, so you can fill that bladder up, and then you just sit there la 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 until you actually fill your bladder up. Now this right here claims that it will purify your water to make it into a drinkable substance, and it's supposed to get bacteria, it's supposed to get everything out. But if you do not trust that, and you just want to be a little bit on the safe side, this right here, I'm not sure how much it was, but it I'm sure I'm going to use it quite a bit, especially when we go off to our really long hike. We'll use some of that. All right, so this little bottle here, I carry around this everywhere I go as far as my backpack goes, but it is portable water pills, basically iodine pills. So once I fill my bladder up, I want to put one of these pills, I'm going to stick it in there, and I'm going to shake it up and let it sit. Usually you have to wait for it to stop sizzling, bubbling, or whatever it's doing to actually do its job. That basically kills all bacteria, so it's suitable to drink. All right, so you have water, you have food. What else do you have? Well, you got to make fire, right? All right, this is black beer. This actually works really well. You just kind of pull off a little bit of the fibers. You can hit your little flint, boom, then you got fire. It actually works really well. Or you just grab yourself a lighter and that type of stuff. Just know lighters are heavy. All right, also make sure you have plenty of snacks. You're sitting there hiking, you don't want to have to sit there and dig out of your pack and actually find food. Have snacks available. There's a lot of pouches that are out on the belt loops or on the backpack around your belt. Keep snacks in there. So this little baggie right here is my morning wake up call. This is my coffee. Now, yes, I do like to have some coffee. But this guy here is pretty sweet because, of course, you leave it in a plastic bag, so you don't want to get this stuff wet because then it ruins your coffee. All right, so you got yourself a cup, and then you have yourself your filter. All right, so basically you stick a filter inside. There you go. So you got to get, I think it's the number 2 filter for this particular one. You're going to stick that in here. You're going to put your coffee grounds in there, sit this on top of your cup, pour your water in there every so often until you fill your cup up with coffee. It's actually not bad. And then it folds up flat so you can actually put it in your pack. If you don't want to carry the coffee or have to deal with it or anything like that, but your body is accustomed of having coffee, I would recommend 5-hour energy drinks. It will actually cut the headache and stuff like that if you're addicted to caffeine. All right, so you got your water covered, you got your food covered, you got cooking covered. What else do we need? Well, you need a place to sleep, right? All right, there's a couple ways of actually giving yourself shelter. It depends on where you're going. Like if you're going out to Philmont, for example, you got to have a tent. That's part of the rules. And also, there's not a lot of trees out there in the desert. Well, I guess it's a desert. I don't know, I haven't been there yet. Give me a couple years and I'll be there. But there's not a lot of trees out there, and there's also a lot of wild animals, so you want to be able to have at least a little bit of protection. So they say bring a tent. So this little guy here, this is a one-man tent. It is very light. All right, this tent here is about 60 ounces. So it is a couple pounds, but it's fine. But this is your entire shelter. It comes with stakes. It comes with everything you need to actually keep you dry. All right, the next thing you have is if you don't want to go in a tent and you like hammocking, which I personally like hammocking, I think it's a lot more comfortable. What you can bring is a hammock. Now this one right here is a little bit on the larger side because I'm a larger guy, and a lot of the smaller ones don't really have the weight capacity. So keep an eye on that. You don't want to fall in the middle of the night. That kind of sucks. But anyway, so you got a hammock. Now you always have to think about it though. Okay, so that tent was 60 ounces. This guy right here, my hammock, is roughly 19 ounces. But you got to carry more stuff. Don't forget your rain fly. That's another 20 ounces. So now you're up to 40 ounces already. That one was 60, so you're at 40. Oh wait, you need straps to go around your tree. So then you have your straps. That's roughly 9 ounces. Where are we at now? Almost 50 ounces? Oh, wait a minute. It's gonna be cold. Then you need a underquilt. And these things are fantastic, by the way, if you're out there when it's cold. An additional 20 ounces. So with all this, you are running about the same size, if not more, than that tent. And that's not even the light tent. There's some lighter tents out there, so keep that in mind. I'm going to bring this because I like to have it. All right. So, and also get yourself a pillow. This right here is a little bit, you just takes like 3 breaths, you blow it up, you have yourself a pillow. Because if you're not sleeping while you're out camping, you are one grumpy Cub Scout, Boy Scout, leader, whatever you are, you're grumpy because you didn't get a good night's sleep. Get yourself a pillow. All right, something that you do want to hit. Let's just say it rains. Let's just say it's early in the morning, the dew is out, everything gets wet. Well, if you have yourself a poncho, you can use this for yourself. It's also big enough you can put it on there, put it over your pack so that it keeps everything dry. Also, if you take your pack and hang it up on a tree, hang this over it, dew doesn't get in it. It might take get some insects away from it, and it actually works great. So a poncho works fantastically. If you have a rain suit, yeah, that works great for you. But what about your pack? What about all the other stuff? A poncho, I highly recommend that over a suit. Poncho. All right, so one thing I do like to do, and actually I might actually get another one of these for my rain fly because that one is a little bit on the heavy side. I got this guy right here. Now this here is approximately the same size as this tarp. Now this tarp is what I usually carry when I'm not going that far. It's nice and thick. You lay it on the ground. Now when I'm in the hammock, I lay this on the ground so when I get up in the morning, I put my feet down, I'm not in the dirt, I'm not in the mud. Everything stays up off there. If it rains, yeah, okay, it's wet, but it's not muddy. So yeah, I like it. So anyway, you can put this down. Now this is about the same size, but this guy, so this guy here is 45 ounces. I believe there's 16 ounces in a pound, so you can do the math. This right here is 11. 11 ounces, 40. Okay, I'm gonna take this any day of the week. This right here stays in the bucket. All right, so one of the things that we kind of bring, stakes, right? You want to stake down your rain fly, stake down your tarps, stake down whatever. They work great. You can go out there and find sticks in the woods, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So you want to bring some stakes. Now, there's a couple different sizes that you can bring. You got this guy right here. This is a heavy duty one. I love these for canopies, that type of stuff, but they're heavy. This guy right here. This right here is almost 3 ounces. Now you need at least 4 for your rain fly. You might take 2 for extra like tarps or whatever. 3 times 6, that's over a pound just in stakes. So these are probably not the best thing you want to do when you're out backpacking. So then you get these little guys. All right, you think, all right, that should be nice and light. It's aluminum. It should stake down, right? Okay, this right here is 0.8 of an ounce. So it's less than an ounce. But at 0.8, 6 of them, you're looking at 4 and some change ounces. You can check the math, check my math and pick on me in the comments. I don't care. But then you got these guys. All right, I grabbed the one that I have that's bent. But anyway, you have these guys here. Now it's another aluminum design. I think I got these at like Walmart or something like that. But even with all the dirt on it, this guy, right at 0.5 ounces. So it's a half an ounce. All right, so you want to take these? That's great. But at 0.8 ounces each, yeah, I redid my math. So 4.8 ounces for 6 of these. Or if you take these, which actually is bigger and it'll probably hold better, but it's a different design and it's a little bit lighter, at 0.5 ounces, you can do the math on that one. If you drink 6 of these, that's only 3 ounces. I'm going to take these and save my ounces by not taking those. All right, you can also, while you're sleeping, look at the weather before you go. All right. You can wear layers on your clothes, which you want to do that anyway, especially if you're backpacking. Dress like it is, if it's going to be 40, dress like it's going to be 50 or whatever. But anyway, what I'm saying is that you're going to warm up while you're actually hiking. Start peeling stuff off, wear the layers. Now, when you're sleeping, you can carry some layers to sleep in, or you can bring a sleeping bag, which I highly recommend. And then there's 2 different types of sleeping bags. Actually, there's a lot of different types, but these are the type that I have here tonight. So anyway, if it is going to be really cold, like 40, actually 40 is not that cold. Anyway, let's say 40, 30, 20, 0. All right, I'm going to take my big boy here. This right here is from all the way down to -15. I stay toasty warm. This one I've had for decades and it still works and it has been great. Now, let's just say it's going to be a little bit warmer. You still want to have something over you. Bam, that's where this little guy comes in. Now, it is a 50-degree bag and it works great. And it is small, so I can put this in my pack. Now, this weekend, I believe it's only supposed to get down in the 40 at night. I'm probably going to go with this guy and just wear a couple layers. And always wear socks. Socks. Wear your socks. Bring extra socks. Socks are great because if you take care of your feet, you stay warm. All right, a couple other things you got to have in your pack. Your utensils, your personal hygiene, toothbrush, toothpaste. All right, now, depends on where you're going. You might need one of these. Now, this is just a simple little shovel that you can do a trench with, you can dig a hole with. Why would you want to bring a shovel in the woods? Well, depending on where you're going, you kind of might need to use the bathroom. So if you need to use the bathroom, there's a bunch of different ways of actually doing it. The easiest way is just to bring one of these guys and dig yourself a little cat hole. Basically, you find a little log or whatever. You dig a hole, you do your business, you cover it up. Make sure it is deep enough to where animals are not going to dig it back up because that is their territory. We were just visiting. So you got yourself a shovel. Now this one right here is a little bit on the heavy side. I'm probably going to get one that has been upgraded to where it's not so heavy, but I'm going to bring it with me. All right, so you're in the woods, you're doing your business. What do you need? You need something to wipe yourself, right? Or you can get yourself some, in this case, some dude wipes. Thank you, Mr. Jose, for supplying these for me. These actually are just glorified baby wipes. These are flushable. They are biodegradable. If you get the regular stuff, it's never going to biodegrade that much in the woods. So just make sure that it is biodegradable because we do want to be friendly to the environment. Then these are so soft. All right, so you are sitting around the campfire. You're eating your dinner. What are you going to do? You're just going to sit on the ground? It's probably wet, so you probably don't want to sit on the ground. So I got a couple different options of what we can actually go for to what we're actually going to do out in the woods. Now, again, you want to think about weight. So this guy right here, I picked this up a couple years ago, and it does actually work pretty well. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but you'll be surprised. So basically, it is just a simple little tripod. So obviously, you kind of sit in there, and it will hold a lot of weight. I've had myself in there, plus a couple kids in the lap, and it worked great. Don't worry, they were my children. But this guy weighs about 3 pounds. That's a lot of weight. So I went out and got this guy. And what is this one? Well, this is a little bit more of an erector set for a chair. So basically, this is what it comes up to. It's aircraft aluminum. It's just got a little webbing net. It's actually really comfortable and it holds my weight, which is great. But this is still a little bit heavy for the long trips. Short trip, fantastic. Go ahead and bring it. Enjoy yourself. For short trips or for long trips, you kind of want to, you still want to sit down, but you want to get your butt wet because then that sucks because it's wet. Grab yourself one of these. Now this right here was actually a sleeping mat that my good friend, Mr. Ryan, at my wood badge class, cut these up and handed them out to everyone. And all it is a little mat for your buttocks. It is, obviously it's waterproof and it's very comfortable. Put it on the rock, put it on the log, put it on the ground. It doesn't make a difference. Your butt stays dry. Then you can actually go. And this thing weighs almost like a feather. Really darn good. Thank you, Mr. Ryan. All right, so now we're all the way up to the top of the pack. What are we gonna put up there? Well, you need to put all the things up there that you need to get in a hurry. Okay, you're hiking along, it gets dark. What are you gonna need? You're gonna need a flashlight, maybe even a headlamp. And also, most importantly, a first aid kit. Always keep this thing handy. Always put this way up there on top. We're almost to the end. I got a couple more things I want to show you. All right, so everybody nowadays is going to have one of these guys. Yes, it's going to be a cell phone. Also, my little light here, which is great, I love this little light, comes with a rechargeable little battery pack. Now this guy here uses the same plug as my phone, which is great. And also get one with a red light on it, especially if you have other people in your camp. Little kids always wear it. They got the bright white light on. Hey, how you doing? Hey, and you can't see anything. All right, go red. You can see everything. So what are you going to use to charge it with? Now this one is something that You can carry or you cannot carry. It's completely up to you because it does add a lot of weight. There you go. So this guy right here is actually made by Lit. I picked this up a couple years ago, and it has been it works great. It's got a solar power, so it'll charge the battery. I would recommend charging it fully before you even leave. But it also has a flashlight that you can turn on. It also does wireless charging for your cell phone. And also, you peel it back, you got USB cords. Now this guy right here will charge your phones, it will charge your headlamps, it will charge your GPS, it will charge whatever you need. It actually works really well. So what I usually do is put it on a carabiner on the back of my pack, so as I'm hiking, it is constantly charging. Now it's not going to probably keep up, but it will at least get you going down the road. But it does add weight. So that was basically about 18 ounces. That's a bit of weight for your pack. That's a pound and some change. All right, so what we're going to do right now to finish this off, I know it's running late because I'm looking at the timer and then I talk a lot. Sorry, but sometimes it's kind of important to actually go through some of the details. So I'm getting ready to pack. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. There's a couple extra things. Sorry. All right, so this little tiny guy, it is just a pulley, basic pulley. And if you have two of these, you can make a simple tool to actually lift up a log, lift up whatever. You throw it around a tree, you tie it off, you loop it, or whatever, and then it will actually magnify your strength. Or in some other cases, like we're going to do next month, I can throw this up in a tree and use the pulley so I don't damage the tree so bad, and hoist up my bear bag so that it will stay away from the bears and stay away from all the animals. I carry this with me just because it makes life a lot easier. You grab yourself some of your cordage that you're going to bring anyway. You go up and it does work great. All right, last but not least, when you're out there backpacking, especially for a long period of time, if you're going to Philmont, going to wherever, you want to have something to stay sane. You want to keep your mind going. So you can go out there and get a Frisbee, you can get a football, you can get whatever. Frisbees are great because you can use them as dishes as well. But on this particular one, since we're going to be right down on the river, fishing rod. That's right. I love to go fishing. Now this one right here is just a little quick draw. I picked it up at Bass Pro Shop, a couple bucks. I got myself my little portable little lure kit. It comes with everything you're going to need, some extras, and this one. Now the great thing about this one, it does collapse. It does weigh a little bit though. Got myself a little fishing rod. I can go fishing. I can use it to catch dinner if I need to, but it will keep me sane. All right, got some honorable mentions. Just bring a set of gloves. There might be some briar patches, there might be whatever. Bring some gloves, it will probably help you out. And also bring yourself a little utility tool. I mean, I always got my Leatherman, but if you need something a little bit more than just a Leatherman, you can bring one of these guys. You got yourself a hammer to hammer your stakes down. You can break glass, whatever you got to do for that side. But then it's also, you got pliers, you have knives, you have screwdrivers, you have whatever. This is actually not too bad. I use this quite a bit. Fits on your belt, doesn't weigh a lot. All right, so that's about it. So let's go ahead and pack everything in the pack and just see how much it actually weighs. All right, before you actually pack your bag, grab yourself a trash bag. This right here, I just took it out of the kitchen. And I'm gonna put this into my bag first to line it. Now, a lot of these bags are waterproof, but hey, how much are they actually true? So put this in your bag, throw everything in there, cinch it up, you're waterproofed your entire bag. Anyway, let's pack it up. All right, so my pack is basically full and it is ready to go for at least a 2 to 3 day hike. Kind of hike in, camp, pick up, hike in again, camp again. It should be pretty good. Now, the only thing I'd missed, sorry about that, you might want to bring some bug spray. So let's see how much this thing weighs. Now, I have everything, including my shovel. I have my my battery pack, everything that's on it. Let's see how much it weighs. All right, so I have my fishing scale. Alrighty, fully loaded. We are at 26 pounds, and that's with my shovel. That's with everything else. That's not bad. That's below my 30 mark, my mark. There you go. All right, so let's get this guy back on. All right, like I said, I was gonna bring my CamelBak, and this is also gonna dub as my day pack as well. Like if we're gonna go for a hike while we're at base camp. All right, this is all I'm gonna bring. Put some snacks, put some water, my filtration system and stuff like that. Or if I just have to go find a river to actually do it, I don't really want to carry everything. So this is kind of how I like to wear it, because you got 2 packs, right? So this one, I'm gonna put on the front of me. And also, I'm gonna strap it. Now I'm gonna have about 2 liters of water, like I said. It's about 4 or 5 pounds worth of water. Plus, I'm gonna have my metal container, which I can boil water in if I need to, or just do whatever. It's gonna be a metal one. I'm gonna have this up here as well. That's gonna be my secondary drinking. And also probably keep my food and stuff like that up here as well. So this is gonna be a couple pounds in the front. We're gonna have stuff in the back. It's kind of like a seesaw. I'm gonna try to balance my weight a little bit so that it doesn't have everything on my back the whole time. So like I said before, you wanna have all of your weight on your hips. All right, hopefully that's a better angle. So basically I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna get it cinched around my waist, do a couple hops, because you wanna have this up on your hips. Tighten as much as you can. So basically you tighten up your chest strap. Now, this entire pack is basically on my hips. It's not much on my shoulders. So if I tighten this down, there you go. Nice and comfortable. I can see in front of me. I can squish this up. I can still see. And actually I might lower this down just a little bit. She seems to be a little high right now. But I got weight in the front, I got weight in the back. I should be pretty much balanced, and I'm ready to go camping. All right, so I started putting everything on, and I forgot one thing. One thing you can bring with you is freezer bags. Now you can get the real cheap ones, or you can actually get the freezer bags. I would probably recommend the freezer bags. And what you want to use, this is for your trash. So you can bring a trash bag, but the smell can still get out. With these, it kind of locks in a little bit more. If you have some trash sitting in your pack and you got it up on a tree, animals are going to smell it. They're going to want to get into it. So these actually work out really well. Oh, don't forget your long spoon. All right, hopefully that kind of gives you a couple of pointers here and there, a couple of ideas, maybe something you can actually do yourself, or you could put it down in the comments. I know I missed a bunch of stuff. I talked way too much, and I kind of try to put as much as I can in there, but I know I missed a bunch of stuff. I have not gone backpack camping that often. I've gone a few times, and this is just some of the things that I've learned. After this weekend, I'm going to learn some more. After the comments from all of you, I'm going to learn some more. And if I'm learning it, you're learning it, because I'm sure you're reading the comments and, bad-mouthing me all you want. That's fun. Anyway, check out all the other stuff. I do have some other camping videos out there. Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, actually set up a camp. In one of them, I'll put the link down below, and you can take a look at that and kind of critique that as well. So anyway, enjoy you guys. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. And get out into the woods before it's gone. Happy scouting. Later.